So guys, welcome to the another episode of the Digital Pramanik. So in this today's episode, we have a very special guest with us, one of the finest businessmen of Nepal and managing director of Chaudhary Group, none other than his Mr. Nirvana Chaudhary. Nirvana Chaudhary sir, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for inviting me to your show. It's a real pleasure participating.
Okay, so thank you very much. It is a great, it is my great achievement. हजुरलाई आज शोमा बोलाउन सकेको हैन. And so let's start this podcast with a question हैन. Can you tell me about your childhood? Like तपाईको childhood चाहिँ कस्तो थियो हैन? How you spend all those time and how it feel to be the son of Vinod Chaudhary at that age?
Well, I didn't choose to be the son of Vinod Chaudhary.
Right.
I was born into that family.
Okay.
हाम्रो चाहिँ we used to live in a joint family है ठमेलमा.
Okay.
मेरो बुवा काकाहरू हामी सबैजना एउटै घरमा बस्थ्यौँ. So we've really grown up in an environment of living in a joint family.
Okay.
अनि हाम्रो जेनेरेसनमा चाहिँ सबभन्दा जेठो भएर जेठो छोरा पनि प्लस जेठो भएर I think एउटा बिजनेस फ्यामिलीमा एउटा खालको एक्सपेक्टेसन त आइहाल्छ.
Right. Okay.
अनि प्लस कुनै पनि पेरेन्ट्सको गोल र ड्रिम के हुन्छ भने आफ्नो छोराछोरीहरूलाई बेस्ट एजुकेसन दिउँ भनेर. त्यो बेला दिस वाज इन द इयर 1988 है.
Okay.
There were not too many good schools in Nepal.
Yes.
So, my father family decided to send me to a boarding school at the age of 6.
Okay.
अनि going to Dehradun at the age of 6. I thought was so young age but they tried to give us the best education, even though एउटा joint family मा हुर्केको भए पनि you have that emotional pain, but they said no, our larger goal is for them to get the best education. So we went to a boarding school at the age of 6. Even my brothers and all followed after that. है तर के हुन्थ्यो भने जहिले पनि छुट्टीमा फर्किने बेलामा I used to try and spend as much time with my father. पहिला बच्चादेखि नै उहाँसँग टाइम स्पेन्ड गर्ने भनेको बिहान उहाँ 7-7:30 बजेतिर स्क्वाश खेल्न जानु. अनि जस्ट टु स्पेन्ड टाइम विथ हिम आई युज्ड टु गो वाच हिम प्ले स्क्वाश. I knew that he had really good interest in music, art. I started developing a fondness toward music, art. Plus school ma एउटा के हुँदै रहेछ भने especially Dehradun जस्तो बोर्डिङ स्कुल ठाउँमा नेपालबाट आउँदा छ भने कि फुटबल इज naturally you are talented जस्तो. अनि फुटबलमा पनि there was a lot of interest. So sports, squash, I went on to becoming a national player only. हाम्रो इन्डियामा पनि पछि म हामीहरू धुन स्कुलमा गयो वेलम बोइज पछि. धुन स्कुल इज रिगार्डेड टु बी वन अफ द बेस्ट स्कुल्स इन द एसिया है. अनि धुन स्कुल पछि चाहिँ ए लेभल्सलाई चाहिँ म ह्यारो स्कुल भनी लन्डनमा जहाँ जवाहरलाल नेहरू विन्स्टन चर्चिलहरू जानुभएको छ त्यहाँ गएँ म पढ्नलाई. अनि although I had applied to a lot of universities in UK and US and all of that, but किन I wanted to always come back to Asia. That Asia is the future. I need to start understanding Asia. I want to come back home. पहिलादेखि त्यस्तो खालको एउटा हुन्छ नि त्यो मनमा र सोच बनिसकेको थियो. So I got a chance for 1.5 years to come to Singapore. Understand the Asian business culture, the Asian business ethics, how business is done in our part of the world. And then in the year 2002, I came back to Kathmandu. त्यो बेला चाहिँ 2002 भनेको we were in the peak of our civil war. माओवादी त्यो बेला सबैजना नेपालबाट बाहिर गएर थियो. म चाहिँ फर्केको थिएँ. त्यो एकदमै यङ एजमा नै I got a chance to see Nepal मेचीदेखि महाकाली. कुनै बेला त डे टाइममा हामीहरू म वाइदेखि ब्रुरीदेखि इलेक्ट्रोनिक सबै सामान बेचिरहन्थ्यौँ. अनि सेकेन्ड हाफ कर्फ्यू आइदिन्थ्यो कि. सो युआर अलवेज अन वान ह्यान्ड पर्सपेक्टिभ त कस्तो ठाउँमा होला, यहाँ त युद्ध भइरहेको छ, होटेलको बाहिर नै गोलीसोली चलिरहेको छ भन्ने हुन्छ. तर मेरो मन र मेरो माइन्ड सेटमा के थियो भने I got a chance to see the potential of our country. I got a chance to really understand the grassroots level systems of our country. I got a chance to understand the grassroots level markets of our country. So that changed my perspective into many different avenues and many different sectors. And that's the time we started to expand in areas like energy, like telecom, like, I don't know, different kinds of sectors we started to expand on. So this was my childhood. Our father always wanted us, it doesn't matter what you guys plan to be, but make sure you're the best at it. So we're always driven by this continuous search for excellence, continuous search for perfection, continuous search for continuously improving ourselves. एकचोटि हामीले एउटा goal या एउटा target achieve गरे भने we have to fulfill it. That drive and that fire. So this was our childhood. It was not a normal childhood. Living in a family business. Our discussions were never about, hey, how was your sporting activities or what new music you're making. It was always about business. Okay. Our dinner table discussions were always about that. Okay. Your family was always busy in business, so you hardly got to spend time with them. But our parents used to make sure that holidays, holidays, they used to allocate the right time for us. So we were very fortunate enough for that.
Okay, sir. And sir, I want to ask you that तपाईको भित्र जुन बिजनेसम्यान टाइपको जुन थियो नि त्यो सानोदेखि नै तपाईको माइन्डमा थियो कि हैन अब ठुलो भएर बिजनेसै गर्ने और यु वेयर इन हैन अरु पनि केही गर्छु स्पोर्ट्समा गर्छु या फिर आर्ट्समा केही गर्छु और यु वेयर हैन अब ठुलो भइन्छ अनि ग्रो अप भएपछि फ्यामिली बिजनेसै हेर्ने भनेर
while growing up I had absolutely no idea that I want to get into business. Okay. I had no interest. Okay. My interest was more towards, while growing up, I really wanted to become a national squash player or a Formula 1 driver or wanted to make new movies or wanted to make music. Okay? Because my entire passion was towards creativity, anything to do with creativity. But I knew that there are certain expectations out of me, And I also knew that if I wanted to step inside the business world, I'll have to start early. Yes. So at the age of 11, 12 only, I used to spend time with my father in his boardroom, just sitting and observing. I used to already, get some experience in bank or LC department at the age of 12, 13. Okay. At the age of 15, when I was in London, I was already working in an investment bank during daytime and in a restaurant at night. So I knew that business dynamics scale different, but the business dynamics are the same in an investment bank or a restaurant. You have customers, you have an organization, you have an input, output, you have raw material, you have the end product. So I said that if I have to come back, I have to start early. There's a saying that in the jungles of Africa, every morning there is a deer, gazelle, that wakes up. There's also a lion that wakes up, right? But when you are, if the gazelle is not able to outrun the tiger or the lion, then it will get eaten up. Yes. If the lion is not able to outrun the gazelle, it will stay hungry. Yes. The point is that it doesn't matter if you're a gazelle or a tiger. When the sun rises, you better start running. Okay. So we're always got up with that mentality, and I believe that even though my passion was something else, I knew I had to get into business. What I was able to do was I was able to channelize my strength, my passion of creativity into business. Okay. So today I feel the difference between a businessman and an entrepreneur is creativity. Okay. Right? I mean, if you're a creative businessman, you're, I think, a good entrepreneur. And creativity is such an important ingredient in a businessman. Okay? Because what does a businessman do? If I sell something 1 rupee more than you and I buy it at 1 rupee less, I'm a good businessman. Yes. But if I'm able to, make that stuff on my own and sell it at 10 rupees more, with having a larger perspective in life, getting a team together, I'm a creative businessman, which is an entrepreneur. Okay. So as you get on involved in business and you start, getting involved in business one after another, start, energy, fire in the belly. But you have to make sure that your environment is so right that your leaders, your leadership, your bosses in the company are constantly monitoring you, constantly motivating you, constantly helping you to learn from your mistakes and come up. And I was fortunate enough to have that setting. I was fortunate enough to if I'm going to plan something, I will achieve it. If I'm going to plan to turn around the company, I will do it. Only then I'm going to get to the next one. So with all of that, that was the background of my involvement and entry into the business world in our company.
Okay, sir. Can I know at what age? Okay, at what age you feel like about business गर्ने हो? Like यो सब आफ्नो sports, आफ्नो passion, आफ्नो hobby ठाउँमा छ, but I am made for business. At what age you feel like that?
I don't know. Sometimes I guess by the time you are like, again, it's so important the environment you are in. Okay?
Okay.
When I say environment at your home, the environment of your friend circle, if your friend circles are all talking about business and new ideas, you get,
exactly.
They say that you're the sum of the 4 people you're always associating yourself with. So
Yes.
your mind will start talking about business. So
Okay.
I think the right environment, the right friend circles you have,
Exactly,
the kind
sir.
of people you network with, the kind of people you look up to. Like I can look up to Lionel Messi or I can look up to Elon Musk, right?
Yes.
So it all depends on my individual level of fact that मैले कोसँग के leadership skill लिइरहेको छु, कोसँग मलाई कसले मलाई motivate गरिरहेछ नि. So
Okay.
I don't think there's an age to it, but what I would like to say is that I again, this is something which we grew up with. Our parents never told us that I want you to be a topper.
Okay.
They said that to be good students, because only if you're good students will you get time to learn skills of other things as well. You'll be able to participate in other hobbies as well, other sports as well,
Right.
and other extracurricular activities as well. And that's what we got, a holistic development. Okay, so what age is very relative. Like I know some people who have already started businesses and they're 12, 13 years old.
Yes, sir.
They've got ideas. But I think at an average, right age, people should not rush into getting into business because it can be very traumatizing as well.
Okay.
Starting business involves deploying capital. It involves deploying your entire time. So it's all an opportunity cost. म पढाइ छोडेर हुन्छ नि बिजनेसतिर लाग्यो कि मेरो स्कुलै सके छैन. What do I do? I have to have the right balance to it.
Exactly.
If you are able to have the right balance in your life, I think there is no age to what you can start business with. But my suggestion is that don't be desperate and don't be too fast to start a business. Get the required school foundation. Go and study in your further studies in areas that might make sense 5 years from now. Why am I saying that is, as a university गयो भने, and if you want to study chemical engineering,
okay,
I mean that not be, by the time you graduate that might not be relevant in this part of the world. But today you have that option of choosing one part of nanotechnology, one part of a certain chemical thing, one part of business marketing, one part of international business, one part of sports. I don't know. You can mix and choose the business skill sets or any skill sets in today's form of education. So you should do that. Once you've done that, try and get some experience working in other companies. How does a corporate work? How does a business work? Meet like-minded people. Once you've got a track record, why do we say we have a CV? Because that shows you your track record. Starting a business, you have money, sure, start. But if you are looking for other investors to come in, then my suggestion is have that mindset of thinking big, starting small. Why do we hear about Google, Amazon, Facebook all starting from garages?
Okay.
Because they have frugal mindset once again. You have a very frugal mindset into starting your business approach. And as for startup from over here, startup also, it's a $1 billion this, that, and we are looking at fancy offices, fancy cars, fancy home. The business doesn't have any cash flow that's being generated.
Right.
So unless you have a cash flow, a business that is sustainable, profit making in years to come, only then you're going to be a successful company. We hear about the successful startups, that's 1% of them. We never hear about the 99% failures.
Exactly, sir. Exactly. Okay. And so, I want to ask you another question. Okay. About like when YY established, what was your age at that time?
When YY started, I think I would have been 4 or 5 years old.
Okay. So like, do you remember the thing like the question is like that, YY June time start bhayo, like YY was the first company of noodles, or before that also some company were like Nepali noodle company?
No, there was Rara noodles.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Right before us, but that was like a white noodle segment.
Exactly.
And only focusing primarily in Gandaki Anjama, it was mainly doing it. So, hamro taste habit pattern, consumer acceptance build bhayo.
Okay.
So when my father saw while he was traveling to different part of Asia, especially Thailand, lot of Nepal, Thailand, every time people came back, he saw in the baggage claim bag that there were cartons of noodles everywhere.
Yes.
So that was his due diligence. That wow, if there are people already consuming noodles from Thailand, let me go to Thailand. Have a strategic technical collaboration with the company, and that's what he did. And then he got YY over here. But while growing up, boarding schools, we used to take a little bit of YY, all of that, and we immediately realized how well the product was accepted by even the South Asian market. How our friends used to say, "Look, Cadbury chocolate dinsu mala euta YY diyo."
Okay, yeah. Cadbury chocolate for YY exchange garne.
So I feel that the real success of YY became what it is globally because of the students that went outside.
Okay.
The students that took YY with them went to different parts of the world to study, and that's how YY really became popular just the last month.
Right now also I see like हाम्रै वरिपरिको मान्छेहरु मेबी इन्डिया जाँदा पनि बक्समा वाइवाई या क्विक्स जुन चीज बल छ हजुरको उ त्यो चौधरी ग्रुपको त्यो चाहिँ लिएर गइराखेको हुन्छ के एन्ड आई थिंक अनि दिस इज द थिङ हैन वाइवाई एप बिल्ड के मनमा बसिरहेछ अहिले वाइवाई हैन एभ्री लाइक वाइवाई इज वाइवाई नो एनी सब्स्टिट्युट क्यान म्याच वाइवाई को जुन त्यो छ अहिले हेलो
एब्सोल्युटली
Okay, so like this was for YY and upcoming next. What is the response of Cgnet you are getting right now?
Well, it's been a very overwhelming response.
Okay.
I think it was much needed. Okay. I think there was the ISP fiber to home sector was a very price controlled. Where all the ISPs were controlling very high prices. The minute a disruptor came, a lot of times people are asking me that how come you are selling this so cheap? I said I'm not selling cheap. You are paying more than.
Yes sir. Exactly. My question is like this, यही क्वेसन थियो मेरो पनि हैन लाइक वाज इन्टरनेट एक्सपेन्सिभ हैन कि यति नै एक्सपेन्सिभ थियो पहिले पनि कि लाइक or they were taking advantage of less त्यसको like पहिले ISP राम्रो provided थिएन so they were just taking advantage of that. Was it really cheap?
See, there are 2-3 things that happened.
Okay.
And I think this is where companies always fail or they really succeed, right?
Okay.
In time when there are technological changes and new innovation coming in, the companies can be within themselves the biggest bottleneck or the biggest lifeline in their company. Okay. I'll give you an example of India. You had 5 different telecom operators there. 4 of them are closed down. Why?
Okay.
Because they had legacy network, legacy landline, 2G, 3G, CDMA, WiMAX, 4G. They never ever upgraded their technology to where the consumers would benefit. उनीहरुको like cost भनेको त उनीहरुको legacy network पनि cost हो. So when someone like Jio came in, they came in with a 4G plus network, a VoLTE network, where no one could compete with it because they did not have any legacy cost. Their overheads wasn't as high. So they could pass on that benefit to the customer, and that's exactly what we've done in Nepal as well. We have other ISPs that are using old cable technology. They have not upgraded their fiber network. They have not upgraded the router network, and we've come in with the latest technology at an affordable price. So that's going to be our motive. That's going to be that's our company's commitment from day one for the last 40 years, providing world-class products at affordable price.
Okay, and like Cgnet, like I think Cgnet will be a revolution for ISP, like a vast it is like unexpected, यति पनि cheapमा Wi-Fi provide गर्न सकिन्छ भनेर के, and I think like Cgnet is doing great thing, हैन sir. And what is your target in 1 year? Where do you see Cgnet in upcoming 1 year?
Within the next 1 year, I don't know, within the next end of December summer, I see Cgnet available every part of Nepal.
Okay.
That's definitely there. I feel Cgnet will also be introducing a very strong IPTV platform.
Okay.
I feel Cgnet will be coming up with maybe some more packages for elderly people, for students.
Okay, great. Okay.
So these are a couple of things we have in mind, but nothing concrete. Let's see. Our first priority is to making sure that at least in the next 2 months' time, Kathmandu Bhitra, everyone should have access to Cgnet.
Okay, sir. And sir, likewise, I want to ask you about like CG Telecom. What problem are CG Telecom facing? Like I have heard this news like आज देखिए 1.5-2 वर्ष अगाडि like CG Telecom is coming, CG को सिम around थाल्छ and Vinod Chaudhary sir already like भनिसक्नु भएको थियो उनीहरूले पनि कि like if CG Telecom comes, data will be free, internet I think free or half of cost, and like that calling cost will be half. So like के problem, like what problem do CG is facing, CG Telecom is facing right now? Is it a political problem or governmentले दिएको problem हो के छ? And I think like CG हजुरहरूले पनि like everything which is required हैन पुरा गरिसक्नु भएको, then why the license has cancelled and approve चाहिँ किन भएन license?
I don't know. I think this is a question maybe you need to ask the regulator. Okay. We ourselves don't know. We've written to the regulator continuously for the last 3 years.
Okay.
Cabinet decision I secure. We are the only company in Nepal that has zero dues left to be paid.
Exactly, sir.
News ma pani पढ्नु भयो होला कि other companies अरु कम्पनीजहरुको अहिले पनि 6 अर्ब 10 अर्ब 15 अर्बसम्म तिर्न बाँकी छ.
Exactly, sir.
अनि त्यो तिरेको पनि छैन. सो एउटा साइडमा एउटा कम्पनी छ जोसँग एउटा आफ्नै देशकै कम्पनी भएर लगानी गर्न खोजिरहेछ, आफ्नै अहिले भनौँ न फ्री भोइस फ्री SMS डेटा कस्ट हाफमा आउँछु भन्दा पनि यो त कन्ज्युमर्सलाई बेनिफिट.
एक्ज्याक्टली सर, दिस इज लाइक गभर्नमेन्टले फुल फाइदा हुने पनि. हजुर सर, त्यो
भन्दा पनि लाइसेन्स नदिने, ड्युज तिर्दा पनि लाइसेन्स नदिने, सबै क्राइटेरिया फुलफिल गर्दा पनि रेस्पोन्स नगर्ने. अब आई डोन्ट नो, एज अ नर्मल प्राइवेटली ओन्ड कंपनी वेयर शुड वी गो टु?
एक्ज्याक्टली सर,
लाइक दिस इज maybe you need to do a podcast with NTA's chairman or with the former telecom ministers.
Maybe sure. Upcoming days I will try to do this. Okay sir, next question is regarding CG Pay, sir. Like what you see in CG Pay? Like I think
CG Pay is a company where I feel that today our country is 60% unbanked.
Okay.
Right? But 60% of the population don't have bank accounts, but all of them have smartphones or mobile phones in their hands.
Exactly.
CG Pay's goal is to ensuring all the fintech financial services related products into their hand. Now, it's not just making payment for your mobile bill or for your electricity. Our vision for CG Pay is to become a parallel bank. Our vision for CG Pay is that as a 28% of our economy, of our GDP is sustained because of the money remittance. Money remittance that hardworking people in Middle East send, they use 4 or 5 different channels, intermediaries to pay the money. Honestly, there is a huge loss of commission and income beats money. Our goal for CG Pay is how do we get the customers, Nepali workers who've gone outside or Nepali people who are living outside, how do they send directly to the wallet to wallet, platform to platform to beneficiaries here. So CG Pay is a product we've not officially launched. It's there, soft launch that's it. But we have very very big plans for CG Pay. अब यो Cgnet सुरु भएको छ. So I think Cgnet will also be offered through CG Pay. हाम्रो CG digital app सुरु भएको छ. That also will be go through CG Pay. Slowly, because we see a huge prospect for this company. We want to make sure we don't go too fast. We want to take it step by step, but we see a huge promising future for CGP.
Okay sir, exactly. And like right now हाम्रो नेपालमा पनि I think international जुन ट्रान्जेक्सन को लागि जुन थियो त्यो पनि लाइक भर्खर I think स्टार्ट भयो, जुन अहिले नेपाल राष्ट्र ब्याङ्कको द्वारा सबैले जुन इन्टरनेशनल डेबिट कार्ड प्रोभाइड गरेको छ. इट हेभ लट अफ प्रब्लम. आई डोन्ट थिङ्क लाइक कमन म्यानले चाहिँ गएर लिन सक्छ क्या. सो आई थिङ्क मेबी सिजीले इफ यो प्रब्लम दूर गर्न सक्यो भने इन्टरनेशनल पेमेन्टहरू पनि थ्रु सिजी पेबाट के गर्यो त्यो क्लियर हुन सक्यो भने इट विल बी अ ग्रेट थिङ फर नेपाल.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, sir. So,
policy changes in the border.
Sir. Okay. Sir, मेरो next question is is CG is planning something for esport, Nepal esport? How you see Nepal esport? Whether it be any game?
I see a phenomenal potential. किनभने the total gaming sector in the world is bigger than the entire movie and music sector combined. Right? I see that there's a huge potential in all the way from people developing games, all the way from potential for people consuming the games. I see huge monetization for sports figures as well as gamers to earn a good livelihood through e-gaming, esports. So CG per se, if we are going to be doing this, it will be through our CG, IT and communications for vertical. Right, we are exploring this in many different avenues. We've talked to some regional, very big companies for this partnership. But our focus is on creating the backbone for this. So I feel when the backbone is ready, parallelly we'll definitely start looking at esports. But in which way, if CG will do it or they will invest in a company, that's not too clear right now.
Okay, sir. And so our next question is like that, do you want to give some suggestion for Nepali startups and small business owner?
Again, same thing I'm going to repeat is that don't get frustrated with the system. System is temporary, or let's say stakeholders in the system are temporary. You are going to be there for long run. To the youth of this country, always surround yourself with people, like-minded people. Do not get frustrated. Be honest in your work. Work hard. Sooner or later, you will get benefit out of it. In tough times like the pandemic, know the value of cash flow if you're running your own business. Know the value of money and how you're going to run your company's cash flow. Cash flow is the king. It's the oxygen to whatever you plan to do. So, and don't be too urgent. Don't be too desperate to start a business for the sake of it. Get the adequate work experience, have the right set of people to join you, have a good team, start small, automatically capital will follow you.
Okay, sir. And likewise, sir, there is some small question for you. Do you watch movie?
I love watching movies.
Okay. So recently, which movie do you have watched? Which movie recently?
Recently, I remember watching this Netflix show called The Spy. It's based on a true story on Ellie Cohen. I thought it was a beautifully crafted masterpiece, a limited Netflix series, which I really enjoyed watching.
And while coming in movie, which is your favorite movie? Favorite movie?
I really love The Matrix. This is movie of Keanu Reeves. I think Matrix was made on the entire concept of Buddhism. And I felt when that movie came in, it really made me go, wow. I could relate to my way of thinking and relate to how that movie was, produced by the Wachowskis. And it's so well crafted movie. So I really like Matrix 1. I really like Godfather as well. A lot of movies, but Matrix definitely the top one.
Okay, sir. And next question, likewise, which is your favorite book?
I have developed a habit of, I used to read a lot of books, at least a book a month. But I've developed a habit since the last 2 years that I read a Blinkist every day. That means a short summary of one book, right? So that's a great habit for anyone to get on. But if you were to ask me about one book, it would definitely be my father's autobiography.
Okay, sir. Okay, I will try to read that soon. Like आज भोलि म त्यो पनि पढ्न ट्राई गर्छु and I have done त्यो मैले लिएर पनि राखिसकेको छु. I अब स्टार्ट गर्ने आज भोलिमा. And sir, I think we have come to in the end हैन. And एकदमै खुसी लाग्यो हजुर आइदिनु भयो आज हाम्रो यो शोमा हैन. And I was very happy that you came here and a big thumbs up to Rashmi ma'am हैन. And she made possible this podcast for us. And thank you, sir, for coming here. Do you have anything to tell to our viewers?
No, thank you so much for inviting me. The minute Rashmi told me that this is a podcast mainly for the youth of our country, and I just quickly said for sure because I really believe in the youth of our country.
Okay, sir.
I really believe that they are the future of our country, and if I get a chance to share my experience with them, why not? So thank you so much for having me in your show.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, very much for coming.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.